Hey Commanders fans, get ready, because today we have exclusive news about our team, and you can't miss a single detail. So take advantage and subscribe to the channel, activate the bell to receive everything firsthand, and of course, leave a like to strengthen our support and show that there are only true fans here. Our commitment is to always bring you the latest updates, news, and everything that goes on behind the scenes at Commanders. So, without further ado, let's check out today's news. Why the Commanders should call the Chargers about their first-round point guard. Unfortunately, the Washington Commanders are no strangers to first-round picks that don't pan out. That doesn't seem to be an issue for the Commanders' most recent Day 1 pick. But even with quarterback Jaden Daniels starting to shine in Year 1, the truth is that most first-round picks don't become the franchise cornerstones they were supposed to be when they were drafted. Sometimes, those players move on to become key contributors elsewhere. In the case of Los Angeles Chargers guard Zion Johnson, that other place could be Washington if general manager Adam Peters and his staff see enough potential to make a trade for the 2022 first-round pick. Of course, an additional question worth asking is whether or not the Chargers would be interested in moving Johnson. Pro Football Focus believes there's more than enough reason to believe he could be available, identifying Johnson as the team's best trade asset on the roster. Los Angeles signed guard Mekhi Becton and center Andre James as free agents, while Bradley Bozeman and Trey Pipkins are back on the team. PFF says, supporting the theory that Johnson could be made available. Johnson's 62.5 overall PFF grade leads all Chargers guards since 2023, but his fifth-year option is likely to be declined, and a trade could occur. Johnson, who turned 25 last November, is entering his fourth season, meaning the Chargers have until just after the draft to decide whether to exercise his fifth-year option as a first-round pick. In his 3 NFL seasons, Johnson has played more than 1,000 offensive snaps in each season and started a total of 49 of a possible 51 regular season games at right guard and left guard for Los Angeles. According to PFF, Johnson's run-blocking rating dipped in 2023, his first year at left guard, but rose again to a passable 63.5 in 2024. His pass-blocking marks have improved every year he's been in the league. Another PFF column also predicts that Johnson's fifth-year option will be declined, saying, even after switching from right guard to left guard, Johnson has played at a mediocre level since joining the Chargers. General manager Joe Hortiz has done a significant job reshaping Los Angeles' offensive line since he arrived. The column notes that the starting spot at point guard is far from guaranteed, given Bozeman's presence and a clear indication that the Chargers are looking to upgrade their line. Washington has also taken steps to improve its line in 2025, and bringing in a low-cost candidate to snap on its interior offensive line could either revive Johnson's career or help fend off those who would like to keep him from taking their jobs. According to Spotrac, trading Johnson would cost the Commanders less than $3 million against the 2025 salary cap, and if his fifth-year option is indeed declined, history suggests the trade would not be cost-prohibitive. Los Angeles has until May 1st to exercise or decline Johnson's fifth-year option. Commanders urged to enter free agency race for 6-time Pro Bowl wide receiver. The Washington Commanders signed a number of veteran players to one-year contracts in free agency. Whether it's new arrivals or a plethora of re-signings, General Manager Adam Peters has stuck to the approach that proved so successful during his first offseason at the helm. One respected analyst believes he has the perfect candidate to provide short-term assistance as the Commanders look to make another deep playoff run in 2025. There was a concerted effort during Washington's 2025 draft to surround quarterback Jaden Daniels with everything he needs to excel. The Commanders are fully committed to their NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year and are doing everything they can to ensure he avoids a sophomore slump. The trades to acquire wide receiver Deebo Samuel Sr. and prolific left tackle Laramie Tunsil cemented that strategy emphatically. The Commanders have bolstered their wideout cap with extensions for Noah Brown and KJ Osborne. Hopes remain high that Luke McCaffrey can develop into a reliable contributor. Adding another via the draft should be considered, but Peters only has 5 picks at his disposal as things stand. The Commanders could benefit from Keenan Allen's experience alongside Terry McLaurin and Deebo Samuel. That could push Washington toward the veteran group once again. Options have dwindled after a frantic start to free agency. However, there could also be some value available, as players view the Commanders as an attractive and competitive team with with a superstar presence under center. ESPN's Bill Barnwell thought Keenan Allen would be a perfect fit. Although he's past the peak of his powers and carries some injury baggage, he would be a nice complementary piece. The analyst also thought he could benefit greatly from having the likes of Samuel and Terry McLaurin take primary attention in opposing coverage schemes. Keenan Allen's 57 spreads ranked 64th in the league, which isn't great given that he ranked first in the same metric in 2023, but 64th is still good enough to qualify for significant snaps in any offense that needs someone to beat man-to-man coverage. He probably profiles as a third wideout in a good offense or a second wideout in a subpar one at this point in his career, but I wonder if this past season with the Bears may have depressed his market more than it should have. I'd expect him to land on a team that needs a wideout to beat man-to-man coverage, especially if they have a target who can draw attention elsewhere and provide Allen with one-on-ones. Bill Barnwell. This would have been a no-brainer a few years ago. Allen remains one of the sharpest route runners in the league, capable of creating separation early and often. He's lost some explosiveness, but his acumen and ability to provide good throwing windows could be useful for the Commanders. Allen will soon turn 33. The six-time Pro Bowler is firmly in the twilight of his career and would likely relish the prospect of forming a productive trio with McLaurin and Samuel. Brown can stretch the field and McCaffrey can be used anywhere. That will only help Daniels lead another Washington postseason push in 2025. Former Cowboys WR Michael Gallup signs with Commanders after year away from NFL. Michael Gallup is returning to the NFL, but staying in the division he knew best before his surprise retirement. Gallup has signed with the Washington Commanders, the team announced Thursday. Gallup spent his first 6 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, peaking in 2019 with a 1,107-yard, 6-touchdown season before injuries, including a torn ACL in 2021, hampered him in subsequent campaigns. He left Dallas in 2024 for Las Vegas, signing a 1-year deal with the Raiders before abruptly retiring last summer. As Gallup explained Thursday, the change was too overwhelming for him, leading him to walk away from the game. "I just think the way I was let go, being in one place for so long and then jumping right to another team and not being able to process it because I've never been through that before," Gallup said in his introductory news conference. "Trying to figure out how to process it and everything. I think it happened quickly for me, and I wasn't there yet." With nearly a year to process his new reality, Gallup concluded he still wanted to play. He stayed in shape and expressed a desire to return 2 weeks ago, which led to his new job with the Commanders team coming off a remarkable turnaround season. "I kept it up all year because you have to keep it up," Gallup said. "I knew I was going to give it my all to try to get back in the league right when I retired. I kept it up. We're ready to go now." Washington allowed 2 2024 pass rushing contributors to leave when Olamide Zaccheaus went to Chicago and Diami Brown signed with Jacksonville, opening up a need at the position. The Commanders have since filled those holes with the additions of Deebo Samuel and Gallup. With 2024 AP NFL Offensive Rookie of the Year Jaden Daniels at the helm, they'll be hoping their changes yield equal or better results than they received last season. Having reached the NFC Championship game, expectations will remain high. As a member of the NFC East, it remains to be seen if Gallup can rediscover the form that propelled him in Dallas.